Welcome back to the Coach Steve Show. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow it right on Apple and iTunes. What a doozy of an episode today. It's just us, just the boys, just the ladies, just the gang, just whoever wants to hang out and talk. So if you're watching this, leave a comment in the comment section down below. We are going to discuss the NBA, and I hate doing that because the NBA sucks. I'm going to watch the Bulls this year. I think I'm going to try to keep up with the Bulls. But overall, the NBA, I just don't like watching it. And I hate talking about LeBron James and Bronny James Jr. And I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't going to. But I had to. I had to step in. And we're going to talk about why Bronny James Jr., the son of LeBron James, why does he have an NBA roster spot? Why does he have guaranteed money, like decent amount of guaranteed money? Why is this happening? So let's just dive right into it. Last night, the Lakers opened up, and the long-awaited moment happens. Bronny James and his dad, LeBron James, are sharing the floor together. When you think about the overall moment, yes, we could sit here and say it's a cool moment to have a guy in the NBA and his son in the NBA at the exact same time. It's a cool idea. It's a cool thought. But didn't it just look more like a forced photo shoot, right? Like, what are the odds that they check in at the same time, right? We've talked about JJ Redick and LeBron James are friends. So I'm curious how this is going to go if things start spiraling and they start losing games. I'm curious how this friendship of theirs is going to coexist together. They had their podcast. Now they're doing head coach, player, who's really running the show. Now I know people are saying the Lakers looked better with better sets and everything else. And that's because they don't have film on the Lakers, really. They have some preseason, but no real film on the Lakers and what JJ Redick's trying to do. We'll see how long this lasts. But then the moment happens. And people were saying how cool of a moment this is. It's NBA history. So since it's NBA history and LeBron James is involved in it, they're going to use that as him being the greatest of all time. Well, Michael Jordan never played NBA with his son. And they're going to create that stat that always happens. You always talk about Michael Jordan, and then when LeBron James comes, then we start adding stats of, well, or trying to come up with things as to why he's the best. But that's not why. This is not that type of episode. It seemed Big Cat tweeted it, and I had thought this. Big Cat tweeted that it looked like a photo shoot opportunity for LeBron James. Now, deep down, does he really enjoy this? Yes, but it feels very forced. The whole situation feels very forced because Bronny gets a roster spot over somebody and gets this guaranteed money, probably over people that would be better suited for the NBA than him, drafted-wise, free agency-wise, from the G League-wise. It just feels very forced, and it felt like, and do we have proof of this? Not necessarily, but it feels like this is LeBron pulling the string saying, you better draft Bronny James. They claim that didn't happen, but I guarantee he mentioned it. And then there's the reports of he would leave wherever his son goes to play. There was those reports. True or not, doesn't matter. It felt like this was very forced to have an NBA spot. They're giving him guaranteed money, which they don't need because LeBron James is a billionaire. And then feel very forced to play him. And here's why it feels forced to play him. Because LeBron was trying to act nonchalant, like taking his warm-ups off. And then the fact that Bronny James only played 2 minutes and 2.7 minutes, like about 3 minutes. So I don't get it. And I wish somebody watching would comment as to why that he deserves an NBA roster spot. What has he done to earn an NBA roster spot besides being the son of LeBron James? And that's not even earned. That's just something you can't control, right? We can't control who our fathers are. We can't control who our mothers are. We can't control who our, biological born brothers and sisters are. We can't pick that. So can somebody please make me understand this? He played about 3 minutes last night. He took two field goal attempts, 1 3-point attempt. He had 1 offensive rebound, and that's it. Like, that's it. There was a funny picture posted, and I retweeted it or reposted it on Facebook. Um, and I cannot believe that it's so funny, and I wish I could share it. It's on my phone. The picture is LeBron and Bronny tonight combined stats: 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 three-pointer. Only one of those rebounds was Bronny, so the rest is LeBron James. Like, and people are celebrating this. Like, they're very happy for that stat. I'm like, Bronny didn't do anything at all. And so I just cannot fathom why this guy's an NBA player. And here's why. So there's those stats, right? So the regular season just started for the NBA. So let's go to his preseason stats. Okay. So preseason stats for Bronny James. Played in 6 games. He averaged 16 minutes, which is going to happen in preseason. Averaged 4.2 points per game. Okay. Shot 29% from the field. Shot 8.3% from the 3. His free throw percentage was 50%. He averaged less than 1 offensive rebound. He averaged 1.2 defensive rebounds. So he averaged together 1.7 rebounds per game. He averaged 0.3 assists per game. Like, what are we doing? He averaged under 1 three-pointer a game made. Like, what kind of world does this sound like an NBA player? And again, I've done this before. Why was he even drafted? And I'm going at the fans, and I'm going at these Fox Sports, ESPN experts that said he is going to be a really good NBA player, blah, 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 blah. He's got to play in the NBA to learn how to do it. Are you kidding me? His college stats, he played in 25 games, okay? He averaged 4.8 points per game in college, 2.1 assists in college, shot 36% from the field, 26% from 3. His free throw percentage was 67. In what world does that sound like the second round pick, 55th overall? He's a 25th pick in the second round, 55th overall. Like, what in what world does this sound like a guy that can play in the NBA and be a good NBA player? He only started 6 of those 25 games. Now, remember, they were blaming the coach because he was going to go to the transfer portal and everything else. Oh, he only had to go play in the NBA, in the college 1 year so he could go be in the NBA. In what world is that? Now, I know people are thinking, well, what about his high school stats and everything else? Well, guess what? Bronny James, high school stats. In his last high school year, he averaged 14.2 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 2.4 assists. Here's more. His freshman year, he averaged 4.1 points. Okay. Junior year, 8.8 points. Okay. Senior year, 13.8 points. So overall, 14.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 1.8 steals in 4 seasons. Okay. Those are good high school numbers to get you to college, and you get to college and you do that your freshman year. I want to compare that because then I already know what people are going to say. Well, look at the stats of guys that went from high school to the straight NBA because this is kind of what's happening. Kobe Bryant's stats in high school, okay? His senior year, he averaged 30.8 points per game, 12 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 4 steals, and 3.8 block shots. Okay? Like, that's just his senior year. Not Bronny James's numbers aren't even close to like a Kobe Bryant. Okay. Let's just even look up LeBron James high school stats. Okay. His high school stats. His high school stats. Oh, this is bad radio. We're going to find it. LeBron James high school stats, 25.2 points per game, 7.9 rebounds, 5 assists. He shot 55% from the field and 36% from three. Like his high school stats are even better than his own son's. So I don't want to hear this, well, he was okay in high school, then he got to his 1 year of college. It didn't pan. I know he had the heart attack, and I'm very sorry he had the heart attack. But what world? This doesn't seem right. This is LeBron James fingerprints all over it. He wanted to be put in that realm of I'm the only guy that had a father son on the court at the same time. He wants to put down his resume to try to be the greatest of all time. Well, look, I've played longer. I played so long that my son played with me, so now I must be the GOAT, right? That's what he wants to put on there. That's what Nick Wright wants. That's what Shannon Sharp wants. That's what all these ESPN idiots want, and these Fox Sports idiots want, and these NBA reporters and podcasters and commentators. That's what all those idiots want because they are all idiots. They literally said, look at his combine, if that's what they call it, what he was doing there. This is going to translate well to the NBA. And I don't want to hear, well, it's early. No, it's not too early. Being early would have been if he was averaging 15 to 20 points a game in college. Out of 25 games played, maybe if he started 21 of them and doing all these things, and then in the preseason was averaging 12 to 15 points a game and was doing those things and was showing life. Then he had a bad game last night. Yeah, you could sit there and say now it's the real thing. It's too early. I don't know. And then they show like many highlights in the preseason of his defense. Like, okay, that's preseason. So this is where the argument go back and forth. I love how they'll show clips of his defense in preseason and say, well, look, he can do it, right? And then it gets to the real thing. And then they'll say, well, yeah, it's he could do that. And then when he gets in there and it's like, well, it's early. They're not going to say, well, it's the real NBA. They're going to say it's too early to be judging that, because those analysts and stuff are almighty and they know more than we do. No, I could have told you this was going to happen because of watching him. Yes. Does he have athleticism? Absolutely, he does. He has athleticism. Nobody's saying he doesn't. But I could have told you what was going to happen in this first game. I could tell you what's going to happen the rest of the year. He's not going to get any better. Playing against these dudes in the NBA when he is not ready is not going to help him get better. He is going to be that guy that should not. He actually, right now, today, he is not a guy that should be on an NBA roster. I don't even know if he should be in the minor G League, D League, whatever the hell they call it. He should not be there. He should be in college. He should have played 2 more years of college basketball, then try to get to the NBA. Screw the whole, like, I'm going to be on the same court with my dad, because what's going to get overshadowed of that moment is he not being a good NBA basketball player. LeBron James is setting his son up for failure, to be embarrassed, because he's not going to be able to do things that his dad does. He is not as tall as his dad. He is not as quick as some of those NBA players. Does he have some of the IQ? Okay, but he only had 3 minutes. Well, he needs to play more, Steve. Okay, and I'm not saying there's not going to be glimpses of this because he is athletic. He does have his dad helping him out. JJ Redick does have a good offensive mind and can tell him some things. He just doesn't have it. Kobe Bryant had it. Michael Jordan had it. LeBron James has some of it, doesn't have the full it. But even he is a very, very Hall of Fame good basketball player. Bronny James in this moment in time does not have it. And I don't know if he's ever going to have it now because he's directly in the NBA right now. What needs to happen is this will continue for a couple games, and then JJ Redick's going to have to pull LeBron in and have a tough conversation and say, your son needs to be sent down. He needs to be sent down. We have to fill a roster spot from free agency, a trade, somebody else that's there ready to go and fill that roster spot. He needs to be sent down because he's not ready. He's not ready. JJ Redick can fool himself and say that they picked him because they feel like he can do this, feel like he can do this. This is the NBA. You're the Los Angeles Lakers. You want to win right now. To pick Bronny James and say, I hope in 6 years he can do it. Okay. Now, I already know. Well, look at Kobe Bryant's first year in the NBA. He didn't do good. He sucked. I get it. But he didn't suck like this. We're gonna look up Kobe Bryant's rookie year stats. Um, choo 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 choo. In Kobe Bryant's rookie season, he played 15 minutes per game. Um, he averaged 1 rebound per game. He played in 71 games, averaged 7.6 points per game. And again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you otherwise. Like, he was on a team with some guys and struggled his rookie year. Kobe Bryant's been on record saying this, and I'm not denying this. But right now, he is going to have a better rookie season. Kobe Bryant's rookie season is going to be better than Bronny James. It's going to be better. LeBron's rookie year is going to be better than Bronny's. Dwight Howard's rookie year, Shaq's rookie year. Like, these dudes, think about some of the one and dones. Let's get Derrick Rose. College stats. Okay. He's a one and done. Okay. Derrick Rose's college stats when he was at Memphis. Played in 40 games. He averaged 14.9 points per game, 4.7 assists, shot 47% from the field, 33% from three, shot 71% from the free throw line. Those are way better stats than Bronny James's college career. So you can make a case, which I'm a Bulls fan and they got him. You can make a case to draft somebody like that. You can make a case for that. I can't make a case for Bronny James. If Bronny James was a lockdown defender when he played in those games at USC and the guy on him only scored 2 points a game, you could maybe convince somebody, say, we're going to draft him because he can play lockdown defense. We feel like he can handle the NBA speed. No. And I hate talking bad about him. Maybe he's a nice person. I can't sit here and say if he is or not. I'm assuming he's a nice person. He's just not NBA ready. And all you fans thinking that he is, I probably have a little bit something wrong with it. You're blinded by the LeBron syndrome, right? In politics, they talk about the Donald Trump syndrome, and these people are going crazy with the Donald Trump syndrome. The people that have LeBron James syndrome, you need to talk to somebody and see somebody. The fact that you can't see this, the fact that LeBron as a parent can't see this is a little alarming. And he's not a bad dad. I'm not saying that at all about him being a bad dad. And I know he wants this. He wants the best for his kid. I understand that. But you need to see this and say, he may not be ready. He may have to play another year of college. Now, if he would have transferred and all that, I would have gotten over that. People are doing that right now. I could have sit here and said, stick it out. I'm going to say that about every transfer. It's going to happen, whatever. Transfer to a different school and see if you can't do it, right? Now, if he transferred and he was in college and he comes out, and if he would have came out and had a Derrick Rose type year, was electric and everything else, the team won games, then you could all of a sudden make a case, right? Then when the next draft comes around, you make a case for it. But right now, Bronny James does not deserve to be on an NBA roster. Soon needs to happen to send him down or cut him. Pay him his guaranteed money and cut him. Are you going to piss off LeBron James? Absolutely. But guess what? LeBron, you do not run the team. I know he does. I know he secretly does. He makes decisions. I don't care what people say. He is involved. I do not care what people say. But LeBron, you are not the boss. The owner, Jeannie Buss, needs to become like her dad and put her foot down and say, you do not run this team. I run this team. Our general manager runs this team. We have to cut him or send him down because he's not providing anything on the roster for us. And we could use that in a trade deal to get somebody else. We could, especially if they're struggling, we can bring somebody else up that's ready for this. Like, we're just wasting time here. And he can go down and learn, right? So they have to make that. I think they need to make it today. Today, need to make that decision. Those are just my thoughts. People, please leave a comment down below about what you think about this whole situation. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that think like I do and not the LeBron James syndrome that are blinded by this. They need to get rid of him. We need to stop this whole thing. And it's just hurting him overall, and it will hurt his confidence, and it's going to make it worse. They need to stop it. So make sure you comment down below about your thoughts. Like and subscribe to the Coach Steve Show YouTube channel. Follow right on Apple and iTunes. Follow on X, Instagram, TikTok, all those good places. Check out all the other videos. There's stuff on here for everybody. Bear Down segment where we're talking everything Chicago Bears, ILLI segment, talk about everything University of Illinois, and then a ton of interviews with a bunch of great people, high school football coaches, college coaches, all the way up to the Power Five, and then other conversations on there. Be on the lookout. Hopefully, going to have a live interview next week. We're trying to set that up right now, and then working on getting more live interviews with people. So be on the lookout for that. So thanks everybody for watching and or listening. This is Coach Steve. I will see you guys next time.